Hello, this is my tutorial for my add-on CorrectiveShapeKeyAccelerator, which accelerates the process of creating shape keys rigged to your character in a corrective way. So imagine your arm bends, and instead of your arm pinching at the elbow, your arm will have the correct blend shapes to make it not do that. And it not just only works in Blender, but it'll export to Unity as well. So for instance, let's get started with this is the main example of my character in Blender. So you just select the rig. You can select multiple rigs, by the way, and you just add the rig. And now the rig's name is armature, and you select the time range. So I have a range for flexed, which at the start of this range the shape keys are at 0, and at the end it's at 30. And I have a shape key range for stretched, which is the starting at 30 and ending at 60. And you can see this represented by, when I scrub forward to the timeline, the most flexed is right here. So you'll notice the forearm is bent relative to the bicep, and the bicep is bent relative to the pectoral. And you really want the main axis that experiences rotation to be the one that carries the shape keys driver. So in this case, I'll select the mesh, add the mesh, add a shape key to that mesh, select the shape key, add a driver, add a bone to that driver. You can do it in pose mode, I guess not in object mode. So the pectoral is driven by the arm bone. And here it'll either select the best axis if you have used highest rotation on, or you can choose to select your own axis yourself if you think you know better. So say if you wanted to use Y and then change the shape key over the course of this angle. So it would be 0 to whatever angle you want, either negative whatever or positive whatever. And depending on which direction your shape key goes, or your armature goes during that timeline, it'll be either positive or negative. And this add-on will compare the two angles, and whatever lerps between them the best, or linear interpolates between them, or blends, or whatever, that's what it'll choose. So if you don't choose anything and you just want use highest rotation, you can click Analyze Range, and in this case it's the X that moves the most. So that was selected, and X moves from 70 degrees all the way to 108 degrees. So in other words, that's 30 degrees that it has moved in total, so that's what it displays. And of course you can import drivers from your model that exist already. So I already have this driver set up, and I also have other shape keys in the model. And this will import every shape key and every driver associated with the shape key. So if you wanted to, you could get rid of this shape key, although I will show you what it does. So I'll do apply drivers. And you'll notice the shape key is triggered when the arm starts moving towards the chest. And it works very well. However, if we didn't want to do that, we can get rid of the shape key and just do import shape key drivers. And it'll import all the drivers, including the shape key that we just made, because it was saved through the mesh. Like if we click the mesh, that's the shape key that it was stored as. And we can delete all these. Select the mesh again, and you don't have any shape keys. Like you just click that and you get all your shape keys back. But how do we export this to Unity? Well, we export C# for Unity, go into your scripts folder. I've already exported this, but let's export this as something else. Or maybe, yeah, let's just overwrite it. Except we'll add 0 Alright, that exported fine. And now we're going to export the FBX. So you go FBX, or export FBX. And I have a preset for this, but let's see what goes into making the preset. You do selected objects. You probably only want your armature and your mesh. So you shift click, and then that selects the armature and the mesh. You change apply scalings to FBX unit scale. You probably want X forward, Y up's fine. Normal smoothing if you want to do that. And then only deform bones. I don't want the IK bones in this rig, so I'll click that. And then you do uncheck leaf bones because you don't want any extra bones added onto the ends of every bone that you have. I just find that irritating because it bloats the file. And you just want to make sure that you're exporting all your animations. However, I have a few extra animations that I want to get rid of. I just want the animation of my armature, which is armature action. So left arm move. And make sure to fake user to make sure it's kept in the project at all times. And I'm just going to delete my old animation. And now I only have the one. So once everything's selected, so make sure you select, say, the eyes, the wings, the body, and finally the skeleton. Do the export thing I was talking to you about before. Save for Unity, Gargoyle Tutorial 1. It was a fast export because this is a very simple setup. This is the Unity portion of the tutorial series, so I'll just delete what I had so far and start out from scratch. So get rid of everything that was already set up. So here's the mesh. You just drag it in. Here's the exported script. It's like wherever you saved it. Then it will read the script. Then you can place the mesh in the scene, put it in front of the camera so you can see it. And this has all the shape keys on it, but there's nothing driving the shape keys at the moment. So we'll attach the script. You don't have to code anything manually. This is all automatic. You copy the name of the path. If it has a period in it, the periods will be changed to underscores, but change them back to periods now if your bones have periods in the names. And I get this thing, this bone that has the shared name of the one I searched. And now you drag the animation controller in, but make sure it has the correct animation in it. In this case, left arm move. And make sure left arm move has a looping animation so that you can see it repetitively so you can tell if it's working correctly. And if all things go well, what is going on? Oh yeah, I didn't put the animation controller on the guy. Oh, and you could use a material as well. So let's just put materials on him. Okay, let's try that again, but with the animation controller and the materials. Oh, I guess the animation controller isn't. Okay, here we go. And as you can see, it flexes when his arm bends at that angle. So everything's set up properly. And this is what yours will look like too. And this can fix shoulders, It can fix elbows, it can fix fingers, necks, knees, anything you name it. Anything that's corrective shape based, it'll automatically set it up. Hope you enjoyed and enjoy my products in the future.